Hey dear students, welcome back to e-learning platform of GS College of Commerce, Varda. This lecture is for the subject Advanced Statistics for BCom 6th semester. Under this subject, we are dealing with our third unit, which is associated with the index number. So, in this particular chapter, we have seen the theory related to index number, whereby we have seen the meaning of index number, importance of index number. Then we have seen the advantages or the merits of index number and the limitations or the demerits of index number. After that, we have seen the different types of index number. Okay, so it was basically of two types. First one is unweighted index number and second one is weighted index number. We have seen what is unweighted index number and we have solved the numerical problem by two methods under the unweighted index number. Our first method was simple aggregator method of solving index number and another one was simple average of price relatives. So this way we have covered the unweighted index number. In today's lecture we are going to start with the weighted index number. Okay. So what is basically the weighted index number? See, what is basically the index number? When we talk about the index number, so it is an indicator which compares the values in two different times, okay, in two different time periods, in two different geographical locations, okay. So it is used to derive so many economic policies, because with the help of index number we can calculate the production at two different time periods, we can calculate the GDP at two different time periods, and we can make a relationship between them in order to derive the conclusion. Okay, so unweighted index number is the index number whereby each and every component of a data is given equal importance. But in real life and actual phenomena, what happens? Each and every component is not equally important. Different components are having different importance. Some component may be more important, some component may be less important. Take the example of grocery shop. There are different commodities in a grocery shop. Okay, so it might happen that some commodity might be more important from the profit point of view for the seller, and some commodity might be less important. But in unweighted index number, what we used to do, we used to give equal importance to all the commodities. But now, in weighted index number, it's weighted index number. What we are going to do in weighted index number, we are going to give weight to each and every commodity. Okay, we are going to give weight to each and every commodity. If the commodity is more important, it will get different weight. If the commodity is less important, so it will get different weight. So when we talk about the computation of weighted index number, so again we have two different methodologies. First one is weighted aggregator index number and second one is weighted average of price relatives. Okay. First of all, we are going to deal with the numerical problems which are related with the weighted aggregator index number. So when we talk about weighted aggregator index number, so for computing this, we have different methods. We have different formulas which have been given by different experts in this field. Okay. So first formula that we have under weighted aggregator index number is of Laspeyres. Okay. So we call it Laspeyres method to calculate index number. Laspeyres method. After that, another formula that we have, it is of partial. Okay. The spelling of partial is P-A-A-C-H-E-S. So we call it partial method. Okay. After that, we have Fisher's-Ideal index number. Okay. After that, we have Fisher's-Ideal index number. Fisher's-Ideal index number. After that, under the weighted average method of calculating index number, we have another formula which has been given by Dobish and Bowley. So we call it Dobish and Bowley's method. Okay, Dobish and Bowley's method. And the last method that we have in our syllabus to calculate index number under the weighted aggregator index number method is of Ainsworth and Marshall. Okay, so we call this as Marshall Marshall Edgeworth index number. So these are the different methods that we use to calculate the weighted aggregator index number under the head weighted index number. Now it's time to see the formulas. Okay, now it's time to see the formulas of this different methods. Just keep in mind one thing: when we have seen the simple aggregator index number, so the formula to calculate index number was P01 is equals to P1 by P0 into 100. Okay, summation P1 by summation P0 into 100. It was the formula for calculating unweighted index number by simple aggregator approach. Here we are dealing with the weighted index number, and here we are dealing with the weighted aggregator approach. So here what we have to do? We have to do one thing. We have to take into consideration weight. We have to take into consideration the weights. Okay, that is why in weighted index number formula will be P01 equals to summation P1 into W upon summation P1 into P0 into W into 100. Okay, so it's going to be the formula as far as the P01 as far as the weighted index number is concerned. Okay, so these are the different methods. Here we are going to see the formulas which needs to be used under different methods. Okay, but before that, keep one thing in mind very clearly. When we talk about the Laspeyres method, so here the quantity of base here is used as weight. Okay, when we talk about the Laspeyres method, okay, so here the quantity of base here is used as weight. Okay, is used as weight. And when we talk about the Parshall's method, okay, so here the quantity of current here is used as weight. Okay, so and when we talk about this three other methods, that is Fisher's ideal index number, Dorbish and Bowley's methods, Marshall and Edgeworth index number. So this formulas are the modification of this Laspeyres method and Parshall's method. So let's begin with the formula to understand the Laspeyres method. So here, keep one thing in mind. Whenever you are solving Laspeyres method, you need to remember one amount, that is 1000 rupees. And when you are solving the problem by using Parshall's method, so you need to remember one amount, that is 1101. Why? We are going to see it further in the formula. Okay, let's see what is the formula for the Laspeyres method. So it is P01 is equals to summation P Q again summation PQ into 100. Okay, summation PQ into 100. Why 1000? Because summation P1 Q 0 again summation P0 Q 0. So that is why when we talk about the Laspeyres method, so here the formula is going to be price index number is equals to summation P1 into Q0 upon summation P0 into Q0 into 100. Okay, here the quantity of base here is considered as weight. That is why these prices have been multiplied by the quantity of the base here, as we have seen in this formula. Summation P1 into weight. Okay, so summation P1 into Q0, because Q0 is the quantity of base decide later. So keep this amount in mind by using any trick. Okay. So now how we are going to solve the index number? How we are going to calculate the index number by using partials method. So here we are going to use this formula. Okay. P01 refers to index number. Okay. Then summation PQ into 100. Now put this amount 1 1 1 1 0 1. Okay. So summation P1 into Q1 upon summation P0 into Q1 into 100. Why Q1? Because I have told you that whenever we are calculating weighted index number, we need to multiply the given prices with the weight. Okay. And in partials method, what we do, we consider quantity of current year as weight. That is why this Q1 means the quantity of current year have been multiplied by the given prices. That is why we have got this formula, that is P01 equals to summation P1 into Q1 upon summation P0 into Q1 into 100. Okay. After that, next method that we are going to use over here is Fisher's ideal index number. When we talk about the Fisher's ideal index number, so Fisher's ideal index number is nothing but the geometric mean of this Desquiers method and the partials method. So here, what formula we are going to use? Here we are going to use this formula. P01 is equals to under root partials Desquiers method. Okay, summation P1 into Q0 divided by summation P0 Q0. Okay. After that what we are going to do? After that we will take the less partials formula. Okay. Plus summation P1 Q1 divided by summation P0 Q1 divided by, after that divided by 2. Okay. After that we have to do into 100. Okay. After that we have to do into 100. So this way we calculate. We use this formula to calculate Fisher's ideal index number. Okay. Here is going to be multiplied because I have told you it is geometric mean. Okay. So Fisher's ideal index number is nothing but the geometric mean of Desquiers method and partials method into 100. So this way, this formula is used to compute Fisher's ideal index number. After that, we have Dobbish and Bowley's method. So when we talk about the Dobbish and Bowley's method, so it is nothing but the average of this Desquiers method and partials method into 100. Okay. So here what we are going to do? We are simply going to put this formula. Summation P1 Q0 divided by summation P0 Q0 plus summation P1 Q1 divided by summation P0 Q1 okay, divided by 2 because we are finding out the average into 100. So this way we calculate the index number by using Dobbish and Bowley's method. Okay, we calculate the index number by using Dobbish and Bowley's method. So it is done. After that we have the last method, that is Marshall and Ainsworth index number. So here as well we use the formula of the Desquiers method in the partials method. So what's going to be the formula to calculate index number in case of Marshall Ainsworth index number? So it's going to be P01 is equals to summation P1 Q0 plus summation P1 Q1 divided by summation 1 P0 Q0 plus summation P0 Q1 into 100. So this is going to be the formula under the Marshall-Edgeworth index number. Okay. So these are the different methods that we have to use for calculating weighted aggregator index number, and these are the tricks that we have discussed in order to understand the formulas, in order to keep in mind the formulas. So go through this lecture, and in case you have any doubts, so please ask me. From next lecture we are going to deal with the numericals of this method. Thank you so much.